Well, hello and welcome to Unleashed. I'm Carl Metzler, and I've got a question for you to kick things off today. Have you ever considered a career in working with dogs? Well, this week we catch up with Jeff Mender at Tier Canine's Academy for Dog Trainers and meet some regular, everyday folk who are doing just that. If you've ever wondered what it takes to train dogs for a living, this show might be for you, right here on Unleashed. There are over 86 million dogs in the United States, but only a select few are considered elite working or sporting dogs. From police and military canines to hunting and sporting dogs and everything in between, meet the dogs your dog aspires to be. Get ready to see man's best friend in a whole new light. This is Unleashed.
I'm Jeff Mender with Tier Canine, and we're here in sunny Madison, Florida at our Academy for Dog Trainers, where we train people to train dogs and to start and run their own businesses. The main goal of Tier Canine is to train other people to train dogs and to start and run their own businesses. Our goal was simply to empty shelters. That was when I started Tier Canine just 8 years ago. Our goal was to empty shelters, and we used to give a lot of money to rescues, and we realized that the best way to empty shelters was to train the dogs that are in the shelters, or train them before they get to the shelters, because you very seldom see a trained dog being euthanized. So we started by doing that, and we started training other dog trainers, and we've grown into one of the top dog training academies in the world, where we train people to train pets for their clients and run those businesses, and then add the foundation dog program, which we have a federal trademark on. And then those foundation dogs are finished as police canine, military canine, service dogs through our Build a Battle Buddy program, protection dogs for abused women. Those foundation dogs then blossom into being deployed all over the world for all different needs that people have with their dogs. My background's in business and business development, and I'm a combat veteran. And I really want to serve my country continuously, and I want to help people around me. And I always felt the best way to do that is to be a leader. And you lead really in this industry by being first. And we were the first to train COVID-19 detection dogs when the world said it couldn't be done. We got our trademarks on Foundation Dog, being the first to create a replicable process for training working dogs. And now we're the first with our new virtual reality dog training center, where we've developed artificial intelligence for dogs to work in the metaverse or metasphere. And actually you can go into our virtual reality training center and train a dog just like you're training him for real. The dog will respond with leash pops, with rewards. The dog's load will change based on what you do as a trainer. So we're the first in the world to do that as well. And we're going to continue to lead in this industry because it's necessary. Right? That we have not scratched the surface yet on what dogs can do for us. In the school, we teach a balanced approach to dog training, where you learn to manage the load of a dog by applying corrections or applying rewards, right? To help the dog, satisfy his need to please the human. And as pressure builds up, we help the dog alleviate the pressure through conflict resolution. Our students first learn to train pets, then they learn to train foundation dogs, and they train a dog through that program. Then they come back for the master's program and learn to finish that dog in their area of desire, whether that's protection, service dogs, special security dogs like virus detection. And so that's our master's program. And then we have one of the top business training programs anywhere that teaches our students project management, business analysis. They end that boot camp with an executable business plan that they can take out then and actually start their own successful, balanced dog training business. We've had lawyers who run their own law firms, entire families, nurses, doctors, surgeons. We've had IT professionals, project managers, construction guys. I mean, anybody who works in a different profession who wants to now become a dog trainer, and we help them monetize that skill set they already have as a dog trainer and then sell those services into their existing network. So we're actually bridging outside of the traditional dog industry and again saying, who wouldn't want a dog, you know? I went through and counted, we have 150, more than 150 now, certified dog trainers across the world. So we're really attracting folks into the dog world that traditionally wouldn't be here and would have no place to go.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
When it comes to elite canine and handler training, the best of the best turn to one place, Von Lick Kennels. Von Lick is the premier full-service canine training center and detection service provider in the world. Their world-renowned training methods and experienced training staff produce the best canine and handler training available anywhere. When only the best will do, join over 5,000 law enforcement, government, and civilian agencies who count on Von Lick Kennels. Well, welcome back to Unleashed. Before the break, Jeff Mender from Top Tier Canine introduced us to his Academy for Dog Trainers. And now we're going to introduce you to some of his students who are taking what they've learned out into their communities and putting it to use in some pretty interesting ways.
My name is Alyssa Browning. I just recently started Magnificent Canine, and I'm originally from Alabama, but now I reside here in North Florida. When I was about 16, I knew I wanted to be a dog trainer. I ended up buying a husky puppy. He turned out to be a little more than what I anticipated, and I had to reach out for, higher up help. So I ended up connecting with a friend of mine from high school. Her mother had gone through a school, later we know as Top Tier Canine, to become a dog trainer and had started her own dog business in my area. So I reached out to her, she helped me with the husky, and I was like, man, I need this level, like where did you go? So I signed up in August of 2019 for the pet trainer program. I went through the entire courses, right? I went through pet trainer, started foundation dog 5 weeks later, certified both concurrently, and then took a job here. It opened such a door for me personally, to be able to pursue a childhood dream. So Magnificent Canine is a fresh company I just started, and its primary service we offer is scent detection. We're an affiliated program through Top Tier Canine, and so I myself am certified in pet trainer, foundation dog, instructor, and master's levels, right? So I can create working dogs, but my passion has always been in the sport dog. I really enjoy titling and trialing an NACSW, which is National Association of Canine Scent Work. But my courses that I offer through the company are designed in such a way that people can do this for a multitude of things. They can do it with the idea of titling and trialing an NACSW, AKC, or just give their pet something fun to do. Nose work is extremely well known for creating and building confidence in the dog. It's extremely well known for, bonding you and your dog, having that better relationship. And overall, it's just a blast, right? It gives your dog a job, whereas otherwise he might just become a chunky couch potato. So I have, growing up into the sport world, coming into that, about 5 years ago now, and going through some of it before Top Tier and after Top Tier, I'm very fortunate for that. And so coming into that, it's train hard, and that way your trials seem easy. Right? You train harder than your trials, and that way when you walk in, you're fully prepared. That's the biggest thing, is practice. I would love to say makes perfect, but with dogs and humans, there's no such thing. We're constantly improving, but that's the glory of it, right? You're constantly working toward that next goal. For people like myself who are goal-oriented, we really want to get to that next piece, and we're competitive, right? It's a fantastic way to be able to achieve those goals and set those bars kind of high. The moment you learn to trust that dog in a trial, because during practice, believe me, you'll trust that dog, but when you get in that trial and those nerves hit, it's different, right? It's a whole different realm. So to go into a trial, the day that you get in there and you're comfortable in it, it's such a beautiful thing, right? To be able to look at that dog and envision, you know, okay, I know he's gonna turn this way. I know he's, because you've trained so much and you're so good at reading that dog, to truly mesh as a team is so beautiful. A big thing that sets Magnificent Canine apart from other scent detection or nose work places and teachers is we utilize Bloom's cognitive taxonomy through all of our courses, right? So while sure a lot of people look at it and say, oh man, you can't go through one without the other, understand that that's because the human brain learns through one process, right? And it's my job and my instructor's jobs as a teacher to make sure you're fully comprehending what you need to teach your dog the basic foundation of scent work, so you can move up as you need to, right? And as the dog is ready, as you're ready, you guys understand it, and you progress at a very rapid pace. And even if the end goal for people who take the courses is just to have a dog that they can play around the house with, there's further education out there, right, in the courses. But the courses themselves are 6 weeks long, live online through Zoom, and then there is an opportunity at the end of each of those courses to come to the campus and further your education by working hands-on with the instructors. And so it really is that next top level of education that you can't find anywhere else, only because myself and the instructors are teaching the people, right? Dogs, we're teaching the dogs, yes, but I'm teaching people how to maintain it, how to improve it, so they understand what they're doing, and that makes all the difference in the world.
Do you have passion? Do you have drive? Of course you do. But do you spend your days doing what makes you happy? If you're not doing what you love, you're wasting your time. Top Tier Canine is not just a dog trainer school, it's a business school. We seek those looking to join the pack. We are driven, we are passionate, and we are strengthened by each successful graduate. Time to work some dogs.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away.
All in exchange for a sip of coffee?
Yeah, it's Black Rifle coffee. Let's try some. Later, loser!
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Safari Insurance in Cincinnati if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
Well, welcome back, everyone. In our last segment, we had the opportunity to meet Alyssa Browning and learn about the work and passion she has around the sport of nose work. But outside of the dog sport world, there's an industry in the dog world that's growing at a pace that might surprise you. Board and train facilities are popping up all over the country, and Top Tier Canine's Academy for Dog Trainers is uniquely positioned to help their students prepare for and run successful businesses in this growing market.
I'm Jody Johnson. I'm from Moultrie, Georgia, and I own Real Life Canine and Hawk Creek Rottweilers. So Hawk Creek Rottweilers started about 15 years ago. I've owned and handled and had Rottweilers for about 30 years now. And I've started the breeding business about 15 years ago. There's a lot of people out there that are into the show aspects and the conformation aspects without the working stuff, as much as there is working dogs out there that are not conformation correct. So I'm actually breeding and building my program around both. I want the conformation correct dog that will work. Real Life Canine was named to actually do what it says. We train dogs for what people want them to do in real life. We try to look at what that dog's real life is going to look like and train to that. And so we train pets. We train everything from pets to search and rescue dogs, to tracking, to scent detection, to all the way up to and including protection dogs. I met Jeff from Top Tier Canine at a festival. I had a search and rescue dog at that time. My male Rottweiler was a search and rescue dog. And I'd always been kind of interested in personal protection dogs and police type dogs. Well, lo and behold, Jeff at Top Tier Canine had just produced a series of videos. And in those videos, he had produced a tracking video. So being that I had a tracking dog that was a working dog at the time, he had asked me to critique that video. So one thing led to another. I went through the pet training, and from there went straight on into foundation training dog certification and became a certified trainer through Top Tier Canine. That actually pushed me to start my business, and about 4 months later, I retired as a paramedic. One of the things that I was unaware of was Jeff actually takes a good bit of time in the schooling to teach business. So it started off with me as, well, I'll just start a part-time little business and it'll supplement my income as a paramedic because medics make no money. I said, well, that's cool, I can do that. I love dogs, I enjoy working with dogs. I'll do that as a part-time gig. That lasted about 3 months, and I was getting overwhelmed with people wanting me to train their dogs. So basically, we bring the dogs in to live with us during training. At Real Life Canine, we are a 3-week board and train basically for basic obedience. Teaching the dog no jumping, no nipping, sit down, come when called, walking on a loose leash, place commands. And we will work out in public a good bit because that's where we want our dogs to listen to us, is when we take them to the vet's office. So the board and train basically simply means the dog stays with us for X amount of time. People just simply don't understand what they're doing with their dogs. That's why their dogs are not obedient, or getting into this and getting into that, or fearful of this or fearful of that. Or the biggest part of the equation is the lack of the correct relationship with the dog and the family. Because most all of us, we get a dog. Why? Because we love the dogs and we want to have a dog. We want a companion and we want all this. Well, it's not a lack of somebody loving the dog or caring about the dog. It's a lack of knowing what to do with the dog. So then we have to come in and help them balance that love and affection side of things with a little bit of correction. You have to be able to correct these behaviors for them to go away. And we have to be able to teach the owner. So I do love dogs tremendously, but at the end of the day, on the other side of things, on a more life view, dogs are with us a short time. Dogs are with us an average of 10 or 12 years. People are 70 and 80 years. So on the argument side of things, I have to say I do love people more because people are permanent. Dogs are temporary. We don't like it, but they are. They're not with us as long as we wish they could be. So even the very simple stuff of, well, folks bring me a dog, they just can't get to listen, and they're frustrated. And for us to be able to take that dog, which is usually an easy dog, and get this dog to start thinking and start using his brain for something besides a hat rack, and start actually doing stuff, and then getting the people to understand that this is a simple process. It requires some time and effort on your part, but it's not overly complicated. I don't have to teach you everything I know as a dog trainer to handle this dog. I just have to teach you to handle this dog and to get this dog to respond to you. And that is super rewarding. It's probably ranks right up there with some of the most rewarding stuff I've ever done.
Are you tired of the same old toolbox that doesn't keep your gear organized, clean, or protected? Then you need a cam locker. Our exclusively designed aluminum toolboxes have hefty T-handles, insulated lids, and feature the cam locker system, the toughest aluminum toolbox lock. Proudly manufactured in the USA, Cam Locker will be the best and last toolbox you will ever own. So keep your tools and gear secure with a Cam Locker toolbox, the key to security.
Feel like the season just got started? Well, there's no reason to stop hunting now. At Highland Hunting, you can enjoy a great upland experience through the end of March. Located in southeast Iowa, we have over 1,200 acres of diverse upland habitat with the best flying and wildest birds you'll find at any upland outfitter. Our incredible staff and great accommodations let us show you a true Iowa upland experience at Highland Hunting. Give us a call and schedule your next adventure today.
No matter what you feed, sometimes your dog needs a little help to keep them at the top of their game. For some dogs, it can even mean the chance to just live a normal, healthy life. Our Kinetic supplements are formulated to meet specific needs to get and keep your dog at optimal health and performance. Your dog will love them, and you'll be amazed at the difference they make. If your dog needs an extra boost, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, and you'll love it for yours.
Well, welcome back to Unleashed. If you're just joining us, so far this week, we've talked to Jeff Mender about the top Tier Canine Academy for Dog Trainers. We've met a young woman who's built her business around the sport of nose work, and we've met a former medic who took what he learned at the Academy for Dog Trainers and built a successful board and train and breeding operation. Well, what about charity? Well, let me introduce you to Chris O'Brien, who's taken what he's learned and is using it to help save lives.
My name is Chris O'Brien. I'm the founder and CEO of Forgotten Coast Canine from right here in Madison, Florida. Our mission at Forgotten Coast Canine is to empower the veterans a little bit more than what they're used to, the veterans and the first responders. But what we do is we don't give them that dog and give them a couple of weeks of handler training and tell them good luck. We actually have 3 different programs. The 2 biggest ones are the Buy a Battle Buddy, where they get a 1.5 to 2-year-old foundation dog trained by Top Tier Canine. And we put them through 8 weeks of training with Top Tier Canine so that they learn how to handle the dog, learn everything about the dog, and then they come to us for 2 weeks and we finish them here. But we also, my favorite one is the Build a Battle Buddy. We take an 8-week-old puppy and give it to them, and they go through a 30-week live online program. They learn everything about how to train that puppy, how to work it up through Top Tier Canine's foundation dog program, and then they finish the dog as their service dog. So in 30 weeks, they've trained their own service dog. And what that does is 2 things. It lets them, number one, they've built their own battle buddy, so they've got a better bond. But if something were to happen, God forbid, to the dog, they don't need to reach out to anybody anymore. They know how to pick out the dog, they know how to work the drives, they know how to do everything to train their next service dog on their own. And with that program, Top Tier Canine has offered them to put them through his business boot camp. And he teaches them how to write their business plan, how to do everything, how to become successful as a business owner and pet trainer, but it helps them through that process too and helps them be more independent. The biggest thing to me about the service dog, especially the guys that are the true PTSD guys, they can't sleep at night. They're up checking perimeters, they're checking windows, they're checking doors, they're checking. They've got guns stashed everywhere. They can't sleep, so they over-medicate, or they self-medicate with whiskey, or whatever their choice may be. Well, one thing different about our dogs is we have service dogs that protect. And that little level of protection that dog gives them lets them reduce the amount of alcohol they intake. You know, their medicines are reduced, all of that kind of stuff is reduced because their stress levels are reduced, so their blood pressure comes down. It's all of those things that just make them feel safe and secure. Our heart and soul is literally to stop these 22 suicides a day. Between veterans and first responders, these guys are still killing themselves every day. We've got several ways to donate, and it's going to sound funny. The biggest way they can donate is not with money. The biggest way they can donate is to tell their friends to come online, apply, do this application, see if you're a fit for the program. We'll worry about the money as it comes. Now, we do have Cash App, Venmo, an address to send the checks to, all of that, and it doesn't matter to us. $5 is a leash, you know, or one of the placards that say service dog on it. So every donation helps. $5 to $50,000, we'll take it all. But the biggest thing we need is that those veterans to know we're here and that we have a quicker solution than the 3 to 5 year VA solution. So, but go to our website. It's www.forgottencoastcanine.org. But you'll see a donations page and a click through to how you can donate there. Without Top Tier Canine's support, without the lessons I learned here for the last year, and without just the tremendous support from Top Tier Canine, especially from Jeff, we wouldn't be where we are. You know, that whole foundation dog program, I know the dogs, I know how they're trained, and I know Jeff will stand behind every single one of them personally. Without Top Tier, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing with the confidence that I'm doing it.
You know, the age-old saying is do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, today we've met several people who absolutely love what they do, and hopefully their passion and commitment to working with these dogs has come through loud and clear. If you're at all interested in starting your own career working with dogs, I'd really encourage you to reach out to Jeff Minder at the Top Tier Canine Academy for Dog Trainers to learn more about the programs and resources they have to help get you started down that path. You can learn more at toptiercanine.com. Well, that's all the time we've got left this week. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time on Unleashed.